Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper trending on X, published on August 4th, 2025, just yesterday. This paper shows that its system led to a 14% increase in positive feelings and a 15% decrease in negative feelings for older adult participants. The paper is titled Eye2Recall, Exploring the Design of Enhancing Reminiscence Activities via Eye-Tracking-Based LLM-Powered Interaction for Older Adults. And the design has some really thoughtful features for creating a more natural experience. Essentially, it uses eye tracking to see what part of an old photo a person is looking at, and then uses an LLM to start a spoken conversation about it, helping them recall and share memories. And it's already getting some good attention on X. One account, AIDB, summarized the work, noting that reminiscing is good for mental health. They explain how the researchers developed this glasses-based system to help people look back on the past with AI support, and that 80% of participants were satisfied with the experience. The post also neatly describes the core mechanism, that the AI asks detailed questions about whatever part of a photo the user is looking at. It's a nice summary, and it's already picked up over 100 likes. And this image gives us a great look at the actual setup for the user study. You can see one of the participants sitting at a desk, looking at this large, curved screen, which is displaying an old photograph. In this case, what looks like a wedding photo. The computer on the desk is likely running the eye-tracking software and the LLM interface. It really helps to visualize how this kind of gentle, supportive AI interaction would feel in a comfortable, immersive setting. Alright, so before even building the system, the researchers did their homework. This table details the experts they interviewed to guide the design process. They brought in a really diverse group, 3 professors and 1 social worker. Their expertise is super relevant, covering everything from gerontology and cognitive psychology to human-computer interaction, which is the study of how people use technology, and even practical memory rehabilitation. This grounding in expert knowledge really helps explain why the final system was so well received by the participants. So, building on those expert insights, this is the system they built, Eye2Recall. This diagram shows the entire pipeline, which is split into 2 main parts. The first module, visual exploration, is all about the eyes. It calibrates the tracker, records where the person is looking on the photo, and detects their focus. Then, that information feeds into the second module, conversational interaction. This is where the LLM agent crafts personalized questions based on that gaze data, prompting storytelling, and activating the user's own autobiographical memories. Okay, so to test the Eye2Recall system, the researchers designed a really thorough user study, which this diagram lays out. The whole session for each participant took about an hour and a half, and it was split into 3 main parts. First, there was an introduction and pre-evaluation phase, where they'd warm up and complete some baseline psychological scales. Then came the main event, the system testing itself, where participants actually used the eye tracker to interact with the photos and the LLM agent. Finally, they wrapped up with an interview and a post-evaluation to gather feedback. And here, we see the results in action. This figure breaks down the interaction for all 10 participants viewing a childhood photo. The first column for each person shows a heat map. Those red and yellow splotches reveal where their eyes lingered longest. For participant P1, they clearly focused on the television. The next columns show the AI's question and an analysis of their conversation, which also includes term frequency, inverse document frequency, or TF-IDF values. That's a statistical way to measure a word's importance, confirming a strong link between gaze and the conversation's theme. Alright, so beyond just showing that the conversations were relevant, the researchers also wanted to measure the emotional impact. These charts show exactly that, using something called the Positive and Negative Affect Schedule, or PANAS. This is a standard survey to gauge someone's mood. The plot on the left shows that positive feelings, like enthusiasm, increased significantly by 14% after the session. And conversely, the plot on the right shows negative feelings, like distress, decreased by 15%. This is really strong evidence that the experience genuinely improved the participants' well-being. So to wrap things up, this work on Eye2Recall really demonstrates that we can build more natural and empowering technology for older adults. By using what's called a mixed initiative approach, where both the user's gaze and the LLM can lead the conversation, the system created personalized and meaningful reminiscence sessions. The key takeaways are that it was both easy to use and had a measurable, positive impact on emotional well-being. That's it for this episode of the AI